Hey everyone, welcome to another English grammar lesson. Today we're going to be covering singular possessive nouns. So what exactly is a singular possessive noun? Well, let's break it down. The word singular means one. So a singular noun, all by itself, not possessive, would be something like dog or tree or girl. Just one of something. And that's pretty simple. Singular, single, one. But what about the possessive part? Well, to possess something just means to own it, or to have it, or to control it. So when you think possess, think to own. So what if that one dog has a bone? Well, it'd be the dog's bone. But how do we write that? Well, just like this. If there's just one dog, it's not about the number of bones, it's about the number of dogs. If we have just one dog, we would write, that is the dog's bone. So I took my singular word dog and added an apostrophe and then the letter S. And then right after that, I put the thing that the dog possesses, the bone. And what if that one tree's leaves are falling off? Well, as long as there's just one tree, it's not about the number of leaves, as long as there's just one tree, we could write the tree's leaves are falling off. One tree, so I add apostrophe S, and then I put the thing that the tree possesses right after that. And what if that one girl had a pretty dress? Well, again, if it's just one girl, we could write, that girl's dress is pretty. One girl, so we add apostrophe S, and then we put the thing that the girl possesses right after that. And this rule applies to every singular noun, even ones that already end with an S, like say, boss. If you have one boss, and that one boss possesses something, I don't know, maybe a stapler or something, you would still add apostrophe S to make the word boss possessive. So your sentence would in fact say, the boss's stapler is missing. B-O-S-S apostrophe S. It doesn't matter if the word boss already has an S on it. If it is a singular noun, you always add apostrophe S to make it possessive. Singular noun, always add apostrophe S to make it possessive. Now, the thing you really need to make sure of though, when you use this stuff, is that the noun you pick, dog, tree, girl, boss, whatever, is right next to the thing it owns in the sentence. They have to be right next to each other. The dog's bone, the tree's leaves, the girl's dress, the boss's stapler. Notice how in every single example, the possessive noun and the thing that it possesses are right next to each other. If they're separate for some reason, then you're either doing it wrong or you may not actually need a possessive noun there in the first place. There are very few cases where the possessive noun and the thing it possesses aren't right next to each other, but they're so rare that for the purpose of this lesson, we're not even going to worry about that. Okay, so let's try to make some sentences. How would we talk about the claws that belong to a cat? One cat. Maybe the cat's claws are sharp. One cat that possesses something. So apostrophe S to make it possessive. And since the claws are the things being possessed, the word claws is right next to the word cats. Okay, then how might we talk about shoes that belong to a man? How about the man's shoes are expensive? One man who possesses something, so apostrophe S. And the man owns the shoes, so the word shoes is right next to the word man's. One more. How could we talk about the grades that belong to a student? Well, the student's grades are pretty good. One student who possesses something, so apostrophe S. And since the grades are the things that the student technically owns or possesses here, the word grades should be right next to the word students. Okay, so to recap, in order to turn a singular noun into a singular possessive noun, simply add apostrophe S. That's it. Always, all the time, no matter what the word is and no matter what letter that word ends with. If you want to create a singular possessive noun, simply add apostrophe s. And then make sure, and you have to do this, that the thing that that possessive noun owns is right next to the possessive noun itself. They must be right next to each other. Anyway, whether you came here for a refresher or are just now learning this stuff for the first time, I hope this video helped. Be sure to check out the free practice down in the description, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.